After reading the novel Be More Chill by Nev Vizzini, I would rate it a 9 out of 10. This novel takes a little bit of time to get into, but I promise once you strengthen your relationship with the characters, it becomes quite interesting. Basically, it starts out with the main character, Jeremy here, who is a complete dork. Everything he does, he ends up embarrassing himself. He is in love with someone he could never have. She doesn't even know his name. But then, one day, he ends up hearing about the Squip, which is a pill-sized supercomputer that can guarantee you what you desire most in your life. Once he gets a hold of this little pill, his whole life changes. He is one of the coolest guys in class. But with this much good coming in your life, something bad has to happen, right? Like I mentioned earlier, I rated this book a 9 out of 10. I rated it this because as much as I love how relatable the writing is to my teenage self, it was pretty slow in the beginning. It took me a while to like the main character because it just seemed like everything he was doing wasn't going in his favor. For one example of how nothing ever went in his favor was when he tried to give a girl some chocolate, and because he was so nervous and sweaty, just by holding the chocolate in his pocket with his hand caused it to melt everywhere, and it was an immediate abort mission. I cringed so hard when this happened. The beginning is what caused 1 point loss because no action was happening fast enough in my opinion. He just kept embarrassing himself, and at one point I was just like, I get it. But once Jeremy learned about the Squip, I really got involved and I couldn't put the book down. The overall story became much more engaging and I was sympathizing more with the characters or cheering them on to do something. I love that the setting was in high school because some of the scenarios were so true that I laughed out loud, so that raised my rating as well. Continuing on with Jeremy's character, he changed the most throughout the whole novel. Just like a normal teenager, in my opinion, he learned from his mistakes, met new people, lost some friends, got yelled at by his parents, stressed over school, and even tried some new things. He went to his first party and he was doing everything he dreamed of. Through his experiences with the Squip, he learned new things like how to talk to girls or what he should wear. This year was huge for him. But he also learned the dangers of not thinking for himself. He was just doing whatever the Squip told him to. This caused him to kind of be a jerk, and that's why he lost some friends, because he really just wasn't being his true self. A computer can't do everything by itself. They need people to control them and tell them what to do. They need updated, and Jeremy really learned this by the end of the novel, and I think as cheesy as it sounds, he finds himself and the perfect balance of dorkiness and being cool. Overall, the ending of this novel kind of made me upset because it was such a huge cliffhanger. I think it unfolds well though because you learn about Jeremy and how his life will continue and that with everything that has happened to him he has grown as a character. But what I do enjoy about this cliffhanger is that you can really make the ending your own with the last sentence. I wish we just got a little bit more information because for myself, I'm not a fan of cliffhangers because I feel like I will forever be attached to the characters and I'm really not getting any closure. And with this novel, I'll forever wonder about the ending with Jeremy here, the boy who had to stay present when a teacher called his name for attendance instead of here, just like everyone else, because of his last name. But again, I like how it ends relatable to how a typical school year ends, when you leave hopeful for what's coming next in your life, but you'll never forget about the memories you made. This story truly shows that high school is short. Take chances. I recommend this novel because it's a really good read and quite relatable for a young teenager trying to gain some confidence and actually figuring out who you truly are.